Today on Live, we say goodbye to Islanders coach legend, none other than the great Al Arbor. All that, the week in hockey news and more. Stick around, it's a Pro Fest coming at you live and on demand from the heart of Europe. This is the most badass hockey broadcast in all land. I am Tommy C, and this is Shot from the Point Live. My point man for today, none other than comedian and legendary Jake Link, and my other bro, newsman, bluesman, Jeff the Huffman. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. Finished the first week of school. Wrapping it up nicely with Shot from the Point.
Yeah, there you go. Your camera's off-centered. What a start, Link.
Yeah.
I want to see.
Live, we say goodbye.
Islanders coaching. What the fuck is that?
That is
the
my...
Okay,
there we go. We got
I know what that is. That's me being not broadcasting for a week and YouTube making 7,000 changes that I don't agree to. They never consult me when this stuff goes on. All right, Islanders coaching legend Al Arbor. Al Arbor passed away on the 28th of August of this year. And I guess the reason I want to talk about Al is, maybe Jake feels the same way, being a little older. I worry sometimes that guys like Al Arbor, who are pre-Gretzky era, are sort of getting forgotten. Al Arbor won 4 Stanley Cups in a row. He coached the New York Islanders from 1973 to 1986, and then picked them up again from 88 to 94. I think he was eventually replaced where he stepped down or something like that. Retired, stepped down. I can't remember the actual circumstances, but none other than the great Ted Mike Milbury actually replaced him, and those were good years too because they got Zdeno Chara, Zygmunt Palffy, Schneider, Bertard Bertuzzi, and traded them all away, and they had a dynasty on their hands. Oh, don't forget Darius Kasparaitis as well. I guess I worry about legends like him sort of being forgotten because this guy built a dynasty that's almost like forgotten. The only thing I can relate it to if you're European is like, did you know Hungary won the World Cup? Well, nobody else does either because nobody else does
the
either.
Florida Marlins winning
Because
the World Series.
There's only like 6 teams or 7 teams that won the World Cup in soccer, right? There's only 6 or 7 teams, right? So Hungary won it like pre World War II. But they're not considered, they don't even make the tournament every year anymore. So they won it once, and then, the Germans, the Italians. So I worry about Al Arbor going away and us forgetting. I also want to remind you, he was a teammate of Don Cherry. They're around the same age. He played for the Hawks, played for the Leafs. If I'm not
first
mistaken,
captain of the Blues.
And now we have I didn't know. The first captain of the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, helped lead them to the Stanley Cup in their first 3 seasons and didn't win a single game.
Well,
they haven't won since.
Well, I mean, Jesus, the St. Louis Blues early on. You're lucky you got such a good fan base over there. I wouldn't bitch if I were you. I wouldn't complain. The other thing is, I guess from Ranger fans' perspective or what have you, one of your mics is making me nuts and I can't figure it out, but I'm not going to deal with it because...
Hold on, is it me? Hold on.
No, it's just somebody's got like their gain up too much and it's making me bad shit.
Maybe it's...
No, it's Jeff. Forget it. It's Jeff. And it's just me. I'm not going to... Forget it. Don't do anything. Al Arbor, he was giving Mike, Mike Bossy and a crap load of other guys. And he really was able to... Brian Trottier... What other great players came from there?
Smith,
Billy Smith.
Yeah, Billy Smith.
Dennis Potvin. I guess
yeah.
I'm supposed to hate Dennis Potvin, I guess. But
are.
he took these guys, saw their potential. You got to remember, the Islanders started in '73. By the end of the '70s, they were the greatest team in hockey, hands down. They were only dethroned by the Messier, Gretzky, Curry Islanders, and they beat them.
Everybody, I think when you talk about dynasties in this area, the first thing everybody thinks is the New York Yankees. Mm-hmm. And I think the New York Islanders just get swept under the rug.
It's because
when they
of
were
what happened
just as
afterwards.
Dominant. Think about it. In the 80s, it was going to be the Islanders. It was going to be Edmonton. That's who won the cup in the 80s.
That's pretty much it.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much
it. It was the Islanders and Edmonton. You had probably two best teams. They said, I think he won like I think it was something like some ridiculous number, like 14 playoff series in a row.
That's unbelievable.
So
19.
It's 19. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we talk about Mike Babcock and Scotty Bowman, and these guys won recently, in a sense. But this guy is every bit as good as they are. And I also want to...
Underappreciated.
Underappreciated.
Because you know what? Up until here,
mm-hmm.
I did not know who the Islanders coach was through all those years. Up until
they flipped around.
I'm a huge hockey fan. I love the game. But I did not know who he was.
Yeah, you're a little
young.
young.
Said he passed away.
I'm
much younger.
You're a lot younger than me.
I was shitting my pants when the Islanders were a dominant team.
Yeah. It's well, I caught the end of it when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And Frenchie Ben, I'm sure did too. And it's you grow up to hate a guy, but there's so much respect. And I also want to throw out there, Islander fans might appreciate this. The Pat LaFontaine era of the Islanders, and he also had him. That was not necessarily a horrible era for the Islanders. They just didn't have enough talent to put around a franchise player like Pat LaFontaine. It just never quite worked out. And let's also keep in mind, the last year it was called the Wales Conference Final. Al Arbor coached the Islanders right up until what we now call the Eastern Conference Final. Who the hell beat them? I'm trying to think.
What year?
93. So the
it'd be the Montreal Canadiens.
The Canadiens won that year. So they get eliminated by the Stanley Cup champions that year, and he was not a young man then. And it's just, I wanted to put that spin on it. I know, last week rape, this week death. I don't know how else to spin it.
Next week we're going to talk about money laundering.
Pedophilia.
Yeah, pedophilia.
What a fucking horrible summer this has been for hockey news. It's just been what a fucking drag. No wonder I get more views on my video game stuff.
Yeah. You're not talking about rape or...
You're not going to talk about rape.
Oh, no, we did touch on pedophilia with Mike Ribeiro.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
he didn't mind paying. He didn't mind his reputation being ruined for a few bucks, I guess. I'd have paid out in a minute and screamed at the top of my lungs I didn't do it. This is the cheaper way. Yeah. Sometimes money's not worth that much. If you notice, I actually got my old Shot from the Point headphones on because the other ones have failed me. I had to go back to the old ones, and they
official headphones of the show.
Yeah, well, these are the first ones I started using.
You gotta get the Beats by Dre or something like that.
Oh, that's not happening. I look like I have clams on my head. I mean, it looks ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it looks like something that they would use in the Flintstones as.
Yeah, I know. I fucking kick the hamster once in a while. It's
a living.
718-395-7660. You can call us and talk about. I don't know, man. Do you really give a shit what your team's doing? I'm sure you're just counting down the days the next month to camp.
I haven't even posted anything in my on the thing that I'm an admin in.
Yeah.
I haven't even posted anything. I'm like, there's nothing to post.
There's really nothing to post.
Yeah, Patrick Elias got a haircut. Good for him.
Yeah, good pay. Big shout out to the chat. Frenchie Ben, Quevin Dwyer. The Germinator, La Fontaine.
Roy's in there, but Roy's house is probably.
Speaking of Roy, I have a picture of Roy right here. He told me that he's waiting to listen on the show. There he is. There is his retired ass with his Bruins cap on, sitting on a Florida beach, rubbing it in everybody's face.
Yeah, rubbing it in. Rubbing what in? His house is probably down the fucking river right now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's funny because now that you mention, I forgot about the hurricane, or actually it's been downgraded, coming into Florida. It's kind of like overcast over there, and nobody's on the beach. Somebody ought to let Roy turn on the fucking news, man. I
don't know. Why is it really windy? We should go get a kite.
By the way, I love when you guys send me pictures of when you're in Shot from the Point gear and stuff like that. Yes, I'm actually working on. I really want to get that moving for Spreadshirt. And if you guys want to take pictures yourself, with or without the gear, showing you're a fan, I always put the TV show. I did the Chicago Blackhawks. What's his name? I forgot his name already. Guy from Chicago sent me the Who fucking sent me the Chicago stuff? Jeff, newsman. I'm trying to remember.
Trying to think of
Who
his
sent
name.
you the Chicago stuff?
I haven't heard. Moot or something. Guy calls himself. I know most people by their Twitter's handles, which is not a very good. Roy's actually in the chat too.
Is it
so-
Moot? Isn't
Yeah,
Moot
that's
Matt
what I said.
Dumpty?
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
somebody
Matt
called. It's
Dumpty.
one of
That's like
Cronin's
his
guys
first
too, and I can't remember. And he's probably gonna think I'm such a douche.
Too many Blackhawk fans. We can't.
Yeah,
keep up
I
with
think
it.
that's half the
I
fucking
thought you were
problem.
gonna say too many blacks for a second.
And on that note, we'll go into the news. Newsman, Bluesman, Jeff the Huffman, what do you got in this exciting week of hockey news? Yeah.
Well, something that probably excited a lot of Blues fans, actually. Patrick Berglund's out for 4 months after shoulder surgery.
Whoops.
So now
Patrick
the Blues'
Berglund,
chances
that's all I heard about during the playoffs.
Moving on in the playoffs have improved.
Yeah.
No, but really, I give this guy a lot of crap, and rightfully so. I mean, first round draft pick, he's flat out underperformed. He's when you're 6'3" and 220, and you don't use that size in front of the net.
You
that
better be Rick
irritates me.
Nash.
That irritates me. And now this opens up a spot for a guy like Ty Ratty or Robbie Fabry to
Yeah.
make an impact.
Well, I often wonder, is he underperforming or is he did the scouts get it wrong? That's what I wonder with that stuff sometimes.
Well, your first round draft pick. I mean,
Scouts get it wrong sometimes. Rick DPA shows
they
a
do.
first round draft pick. Don't ever forget that. I won't let Mike Milbury forget it, and I'm not going to let my audience forget it.
Actually,
Isaac the Radical's in the chat. He's getting ready for the Islanders to come to New York. He's been going to WWE events over there. I wonder if he hasn't decided on hockey fandom yet. He's been paying attention to this channel for the last year. I know that because it's almost been a year since I've been in the States. So, yeah. And, yeah, we got to start getting our fantasy stuff going. Oh, as far as the game is concerned. Did I blow it on this one? We're announcements real soon, and we might actually announce the T-shirt winner at the start of the In the Crease season. So I didn't forget it. It's just the summer's been nuts with my wife being pregnant, running around and stuff like that. Here's the real truth. Me and Andy can't sit down and do it together because I can't do the math and remember it from the time that I look at the computer and write it down. I need to call it out.
You probably do what I do. You're like, oh well, okay, 1, 2, 3. Ah, fuck it. Just
Exactly
I'm
right.
done.
But see, the thing is,
fuck it, Jeff.
but see, the thing is, I can't say I'm honest enough to say I can't do that with this because somebody might get ripped off, and I can't have that. But I'm starting to realize let it go this long. Although I didn't put a final date on it, is kind of it isn't that great either. So we're going to do something and try to make it as special as possible. And we're working with Jason Johnson of Toronto to kind of straighten that out next year because it was more than I could handle. And I knew it might have been the case, so it's my fault. F you. So thanks for Isaac for stopping by. What else do I got? 718-395-7660. You got anything to say, feel free to call in. If you want, we're going to go through the news, and we're going to say goodbye and see what happens by next week. Also, I got in a fight with the lawyer that was profiled. I got in a fight with Patrick Kane's lawyer. I'll tell you all about that near the end of the show if you want to stick around.
I saw that.
Yeah. Well,
Tommy being Tommy.
But look. I disagree with this. These words they're using describing athletes as rape, as being a part of rape culture, and this being a teaching moment. And then the next tweet I got back was, objectively, you are pro-rape.
Pro-rape.
That's the first one I got. That's the first one I got after I made that
Tommy
video.
Lurks around the streets. He goes, "You're
objectively pro-rape. Wait. I think you're full of shit and you have an agenda. That makes me pro-rape. All right, we'll get into that later. What else you got in the news, Jeff?
Actually, one more quick thing on the Blues. They invited Scott Gomez to training camp for a tryout.
Ooh, the Gomez train is moving again.
He really starting to look old now.
Yeah, 30. He's 35. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. He's one of the best American players for the longest time. He just never snapped out of a drought.
He did all right last year. He got his legs back because he was the best player on the team last year.
7 goals, 27 assists.
Not horrible.
Where's he going? Toronto?
No, he's going to St. Louis.
No, he's here for a tryout.
I thought he was going to Toronto. I figured he'd follow Lou. You know, I figured Lou's the only guy. Give him a job. And losing that,
I mean,
you know,
he's
senile
still
stage.
He's gonna make as much money as he possibly can. He had a few good seasons, and just time to, you know.
I do wish him the best. He's one of the good guys.
Yeah,
he's never been in any trouble. He
comes to play,
or he picks the broads better than Patrick Kane. One of the two.
I know.
He's a good guy, but he literally went into a slump that lasted a decade.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's like not even. Is that an exaggeration?
No.
He went into a slump that lasted a decade.
Not really.
He was one of the better players. Definitely one of. He probably was before Patrick Kane. He's probably the best American player.
Yeah, there was a period where he was.
Who was the best American player? Like an aging, besides an aging Mike Modano, you know. So I do which I also he wrote an article earlier in the year that me and Dave he talked about like you know, looking at these veterans when he was a rookie and how why can't you score, like what's wrong, and you know, like I'm never gonna be that guy. And then like there was some point, I guess, when he was in Montreal when these jerk off French Canadian racists started wearing sombreros and shit, marking his like 100th fucking game or night, like 1 year anniversary since he had a goal.
Oh, they
and
started
he realized,
singing "Happy Birthday" every time he touched a puck.
and he started saying, "Wait a minute, I am that guy." And it was a really honest article. I wish I remembered the name of it. You're gonna have to find it yourself. Google it, bitches.
Well, you know what? I started yelling. I went to the game where he came back, the first game after he came back, and I started yelling, "Border hopper!"
Good for you.
Because he
Dude,
went to New York. He went to New York, so he jumped the border.
He's from
So
Alaska. I remembered there was a girl in my unit from Alaska that specifically went to the Olympics in, I want to say, there was one in Italy, right? Because her and like her, because there was an Alaskan. Because when you're an Alaskan, if there's anybody on TV from Alaska, everybody knows it. It's not like being from New Jersey, you know, like oh, he's famous. I didn't even know he was famous.
Bobby Ryan, yeah.
If you're from Alaska, everybody knows it. And she and her relatives flew down to Torino. That was it. It was in Torino. I think I want to say 2008. You know, and was it 2000? I don't remember.
Some even year.
Yeah, one of those things. To go see, and she said Scott Gomez. It's like, oh, you a big hockey fan? She goes, no, he's Alaskan. He's Alaskan. All right, what else you got, Jeff?
All right, well, this happened last week, I believe. Well, anyway, Mike Richards. He made the Canadian police. He made them useful because he's been charged with possession of a controlled substance while trying to enter Canada.
Yeah. I'm glad they cracked that one.
Yeah, no first crime. Court appearance is September 10th.
Wonder what he's going to plea.
I like how you said the Canadian police were finally useful.
Yeah.
They always get their man, those Mounties. This is you know, this is such a big deal in Canada that there's going to be like a Crime Stoppers episode up there. Yeah, they're going to have like the day we nailed Richards. You know, since we don't have murder and stuff in Canada and everything's like wonderful and wants to be here and healthcare's free. Yeah, that's going to be like their biggest crime of the year.
That's right.
What Gomez better than Kane?
Not in Canada.
Germinator. I meant Gomez was probably better than Kane. He was probably the best American until Patrick Kane. I'm not saying that Gomez is
you said Gomez is better than Kane.
No, I didn't. No.
And always has been. Better? No, we said he was better with the ladies.
Yeah, he's better.
Yeah.
I think he's better at well, we don't know that. I don't want to get into there. He's better at being able to tell who won't snitch. You know, how about that? What else you got, Jeff?
The Dallas Stars inked Cody Eakin to a 4-year contract on Friday.
It's exciting.
24 years old, set career highs last year with 19 goals, 21 assists.
That'll change it.
And
but to be fair, if I was a girl, I'd be bragging and go, "Yeah, I slept with a Mexican hockey player." It was. I would. Yeah, I didn't know they made them either.
The guy had to hop 2 borders. Well, no, the state border and then the Canadian border.
It's like It's like his family like got into California and said, "No, let's keep going.
Let's keep going.
I don't know if we're in America yet. Nope. Okay, I see water. We're in America, but we had to go through Canada."
Oh boy, Canada is the
Through all
greatest
the
country,
racism.
the Germinator. It's definitely one of them. One of my favorites. The other one is America and Germany. Those are my other two favorites.
I was expecting some weird country like Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein, yeah. I haven't gone there yet. I really should go.
You've probably driven.
I probably drove through it now. I wouldn't know because I really pay attention to Liechtenstein. I do.
It's like going through Clara Barton and Edison.
That's the great thing about New Jersey. You just drive down you just drive down the street and went through 12 towns. You don't even know it. One of the wonderful things about New Jersey.
Like every town has like another subdivision of the town. It's like I live in Old Bridge, but I live in Cliffwood Beach, Old Bridge.
Ugh, I know.
It's weird.
In Germany, your sub-towns are marked on the map. It's not like there's no like nicknames and stuff like that. Yeah. It's like there's Wiesbaden, Urbanheim, and there's Wiesbaden, but they don't say Wiesbaden proper. That would be just Wiesbaden, which makes some sense. Shout out to Kevin Acosta, Mr. Swine. I'm a Cavs fan, but the Islanders became legends thanks to Al Arbor's contributions. Absolutely. I like Al Arbor. It's sad to see him go. I had all my hockey heels are retiring and dying. Brodeur left last year, and now I got to see Al Arbor go, and it just means I'm fucking approaching 40. That's what it means. The great Matt Kazar, who I am sure is running around partying and getting laid. What's your Kazar report today? No, exactly.
You guys were talking about Gomez.
Yeah.
Can I just say a few things about Scott Gomez?
Sure.
During all the time I've watched him play on Trail, never once did I get mad at him. And I'll tell you why.
Why? That's interesting.
Some of the blame goes to him, but also you have to blame Glenn Slater for giving him that ridiculous contract. Because when you're playing and you're trying to score goals, you always have that thought in the back of your mind, like, wow, I have a big contract and I have to live up to that contract. And, it's just extra pressure. You guys
picked up that contract, right?
Yeah. True, but I have an explanation for that no one ever talks about. Bob Gainey was our GM at the time.
Yeah.
And he was excellent. I mean, he traded Craig Rivet for Pat Chiretti and Georges and a lot of good moves. And then, you guys probably don't know this, but his daughter died. She fell off a boat and she was lost at sea, and they just never found her.
Are you kidding me? What?
No, this is a true story.
Say that again. Start that from again. Who got lost at sea?
Well, Bob Gainey's daughter, she was on a boat.
Oh, I didn't know
this.
She
fell off the boat and got lost at sea.
She drowned and they didn't find her. That's what happened.
Yeah, exactly. And at that moment, I thought, dude, just step back. You have a lot of personal things going on. Just, it's time to at least give a break.
Yeah.
But to my huge surprise, he stayed and just those moves imaginable.
They're the worst. Yeah. You think that had a lot to do with his mourning? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, that's what I think.
Just being distracted.
Just being distracted. Not fun.
Yeah.
Well, I disagree with you on one thing. You're wrong again, as usual. But I don't buy it. They gave him too. All right, the Rangers gave him too much money. We can all agree on that. How's that fucking like? That's when you're supposed to pick it up. I don't know this embarrassing albatross.
You know what it is? You know what happens with these Devils players when they go and they try and get the big contracts? They come from such a defensive system and they score every once in a while that they look like top.
That's
shit.
true. Well, that's a good point as well.
And then all of a sudden they just keep on. They don't
adjust to a little more open system. Here's another possibility. This happens. It's rare, but it happens. Sometimes athletes peak early before 30. It does happen. It's just if I had to guess, I'm not a scientist. It's in the DNA. Some people hit their. Sidney Crosby is probably just about to hit his peak. Approaching 30. Yeah. I think I could expect an insane year from Alexander Ovechkin this year. I would not be shocked if Alex scored 60 goals this year.
Yeah, you said before about Gomez being better than Patrick Kane before he was there. Mm-hmm. I think you're absolutely right.
And as far as USA hockey is concerned, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I remember him being like one of the top players, and at first when we traded him for McDonough,
Yeah.
no one was really complaining because it made sense. You know, he was that great player.
Yeah.
It's just that yeah, we all know what happened.
Yeah.
But
Well, you figured the Rangers sucked.
Like
You know,
Gomez was definitely
and-
like one of my top favorite players, like when he was on the team.
Sure.
And it was a shame to see him go across the river, and but I mean, he's definitely. I think he's someone. I think it's all these reason why he gets so many chances is because of what he did.
Yeah. I got a big surprise for everybody. I couldn't turn it. Roy from Florida is on the phone. We haven't heard from him since the Islanders. Or, I'm sorry. What team do you like? The Bruins?
Tommy.
Yes.
Tommy.
What's up?
Can I tell you a real news story?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. The Bruins owner, Jeremy Jacobs,
Yeah.
just received the Lester Patrick Trophy.
What?
Now, you probably know the Rangers haven't seen it since 1966.
What are you
But
talking about?
This is a very big thing.
so big we've never heard of it.
What do you do, Lester Patrick? That's for the
Did a fucking garbage can get blown into your fucking head? You're making no sense.
Lester Patrick was a Ranger, that I knew.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a big story. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. You're right. Hold on a second. No, you're right. Hold on a
Clearly
second.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does matter. It does matter. On December 17, 2015, the owner of the Boston Bruins and Bob Carter, scout for Los Angeles King, former coach, will be awarded the trophy. So they get it. Oh, this one goes later. Wait. What does this stupid trophy mean again? I never remember these trophies because I think the trophies.
Is it a participation award?
No, it's Lester Patrick. He's really the heart and soul. They're building the Rangers, by the way. It's presented nationally in the honor. There is a contribution to ice hockey in the United States. Okay, now I remember this one. Okay, what were you saying, Roy? I just needed to get on par with you for a second.
No, I'm just saying the Bruins are substantial in hockey, man. A lot of things are because of the Bruins.
Oh, they're one original 16. But I don't got good news for you. I think you'll be fighting for a playoff spot, and I think this Lucic trade is going to hurt you a lot more than you think.
Can I ask Roy a question?
Oh, you're going to talk to a Canadiens fan. Go ahead, Roy. Go ahead.
Roy, how does it feel now that the Bruins have officially given up?
What do you say to that,
Can I
Roy?
ask him another question?
What? I don't want to
Come on,
chase him
man.
away for a couple
Come
months
on.
because
How's
I make
it-
fun of the
how's it
Bruins. He
feel
gets
to be
mad.
Paying Zdeno Chara $7 million for the next 2 or 3 years.
Listen. Can you make it January 1st to Bruins? The Bruins are playing the Canadiens this year, January 1st. If
Yeah.
you could make it there, I'll make it there, and we could talk about this.
Hey, what do you think?
Well, I don't think it'll be hard to get tickets. No one's going to be there with a losing team.
Oh, here we go. It's on.
Yeah.
Bro fight war. Here we go.
The season has not even started. I can't get hopped up yet. Can't even get hopped up yet.
Yeah.
We're not even in October yet. Calm down.
I
Calm
do.
down.
I do want the Bruins to do well, though. I have nothing against that team. Nothing. I don't hate them at all.
I think it was a smart move, keeping the coach.
No.
Hopefully he can get something together this year.
No. You know what your problem is? That whole fucking back office needs. They gotta fucking flame everybody out there. They gotta start over.
Let's trade Dougie Hamilton.
Yeah, trade Dougie Hamilton, trade the heart of the team, the Lucic away. I mean, all right, Boychuk and Letty. All right, that had to happen because of because you had to pay those guys. But I really think this going from this grinding, intimidating, a bruising team with the two tremendous goaltenders in the back to going to this puck possession fad thing, which will probably not be even talked about in fucking 10 years, is the problem. They're like, we lost the Chicago Blackhawks because we didn't have enough Corsi. Now, that probably wasn't just the only reason. They probably had slightly more talent than you did. So, and then they go the next season, try to fuck up everything around, and lo and behold, they don't make the fucking playoffs, along with the Los Angeles Kings and everybody else. So that's what the problem is, Roy. You really, for me, I I would be screaming if I was in Boston for that entire front office to get fired. And I think this Jeremy Jacobs, he's not exactly an owner. I think he's a part of a corporate conglomerate that owns them. But he's like the guy that would essentially do an owner's job.
It's like 40-some years he's been doing it.
Yeah, get rid of him. Get rid of him.
All right, yeah,
get rid of
maybe,
him.
who knows?
I'd say clean everybody out. The moves they made over the last 2 years are unacceptable. The type of style that they changed to didn't work. So I got to be honest with you. I know you're a fan. You're going to root for your team, but I don't have a a hope, but I do hope. Because I got to be honest with you, nothing makes me happier than when Matt Kazar is miserable.
Hey, Roy.
Right.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be owned by someone who's old enough to be your son?
All right, calm down. Listen, Tommy, it's good to hear your voice.
Good to hear you, too.
And I'm hoping for a good season.
I'm sure we'll get a good season. And if it's not, In the Crease will be great. my seasons, I don't care what the fuck happens. The only thing they can do to ruin my thing is fighting, but I don't think that's going to be for a few more years. So
what's the schedule going to be? What's the schedule?
I think a little earlier. I'm thinking it might be 3 o'clock or 3:30. 3:30 Eastern Standard. Because
Every day.
we're Monday through Thursday, just like you normal. Because jobs may change that. Jobs could change this thing. New employment could change that. And Dave doesn't want to go to bed that late, and I think it's reasonable because he had a stroke this summer. So
how's Dave doing?
Dave is past us in subscribers. He has several, like baseball, football. He's broadcasting live all the time. He's becoming a big celeb. Guys from the WWE.
No way, really?
Yeah, man. Guys from the WWE are retweeting his stuff. He passed me in subs. He's doing tremendous, and he's still a part of the team, and we're very lucky to have him. So
right. I couldn't get into him opening stuff up with the kids. Maybe I'll check out some of his.
He does a lot
stuff.
of different stuff. He does football too.
Really?
He did a football show.
Really?
You might like it. It's a more toned down than what I do, but he's doing a great job, man. He's been blowing up. I think he's gotten like 400 subs in the last 30, 40 days.
I might have to jump on the Dave Inc. Hero bandwagon.
Yeah, no, leave me.
All right, bye, Tommy. Nice knowing you, buddy.
All right, Roy. I'm going to finish up with Kazar. Probably going to blow him
All
up.
right.
Take care, bro.
Tommy.
I can't wait to see you this season. Take care, brother. That's Roy from Florida. Longtime fan. And do you have anything else to be wrong about, Kazar?
I don't know if you touched on this, Matt, but I know you were upset about Subban not getting the cover of NHL 16, but you will be using the best goalie in the game.
Yes.
Carey Price.
Yes.
And you bring up a good point because you guys laughed at me.
Mhm.
I sent a message to one of the game producers. I can't remember his name. Was something Asian.
Ramalama Xinjiang or whatever his name is.
One of the game producers of
Onomatopoeia.
NHL 16, complaining that their cover was sucks.
You did. You actually sent them that?
Yeah.
Was it a voice message at least, so you could?
No.
Oh,
I'm gonna call today.
If it was a voice message, I hope it's played on every single game as soon as you start up.
Oh God, it'd be great.
Like, literally.
If you do anything that dopey again, you make sure you send it to me so I can use it. Fucking don't be holding out on me, Kazar. You Syrian Turk, you.
Yeah, I hear EA Sports. It's in the game. I'm literally crying.
You know my favorite part of the show is, Matt?
Blowing me up.
Yep. I like how he got like really close to the mic and he goes, blowing me up. Big clap to Matt for good visual effects. What else you got?
Yeah, and a big clap for Russia getting fined for leaving the ice before Canada's anthem at the Hockey World ceremony.
I do want to point out that Yevgeny Malkin and Ovechkin were not involved in this, and they tried to go against that slug, Kovalchuk. So it was really Kovalchuk. And if you remember, Malkin got there later because the Rangers eliminated them, and then Ovi got there almost to the final, almost the day before. So Kovalchuk was the captain. It was Kovalchuk's call. And what I think the fine's great because it's not 100. What is it? $80,000? It said no. It's
85.
It's 80,000. Yeah, 85,000, not dollars, francs. So it's probably approaching $150,000. So it's a reasonable fine. Yeah, I would have liked a full year suspension and everything. But you know what I really would have liked? I would like Kovalchuk not to play international hockey for a year. Because I can't blame those young kids to listen to not to listen to their captain. And look, and I'm glad the IIHF did something about it, and it's not as much as I would have liked, but at least they did something, which I was surprised as shit out of me that they did something. But Kovalchuk is the guy to blame. He signaled them. He knew goddamn well he wasn't doing the right thing. He had 2 other veterans telling him it was the wrong thing, and he made them look foolish. But always remember that Yevgeny was creepy, and Olvi, who has a lot of respect.
Not just his team, his country.
Yeah, you got to, Olvi has a horrible. I mean, Olvi shouldn't be supporting that murderer in Moscow. But here's the thing: he loves his country. I get that. I can connect with that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's and you remember he comes from Olympic family, and he respects. He really wants that gold probably more than he wants Stanley Cup. Let's face it. He grew up with the gold. That was his thing. Russians didn't have this history with the league. The KHL's new. So that's really the gold mine for them. That's what they grew up on because the dominance of the Russians. So that thing is probably more important to him. I think he knows how to behave internationally. And Olvi does not look at the amount of world championships that Sid has played in, and he did play this year. And look at the amount that Olvi's played in every fucking chance he gets. So I have a little respect for that. And I think Colby's a slug. He proved it. He's always been kind of a fucking prick. He acted like a jerk in the Devils. He fucking let the Devils high and dry. He took, I mean, although it was Sean Avery, took bad penalties when Sean Avery was on the ice because he was too stupid. And what a shock. He waved the players off the ice and didn't have the courage to stand for the Canadian national anthem, which is scumbaggish. But never forget Olvi and Malkin. We got to let those off the hook. And I let the other kids off the hook, too. A lot of rookies over there. A lot of guys that aren't in the NHL. I mean, Kovalchuk, who's basically a Russian hockey legend, starts waving you off. I don't know. Maybe I would have done it, too. So I blame the captain, blame the coach, and big props to Olvi and Malkin for trying to stand up to that. Anybody else have a comment on that?
No, I think you hit it right on the nose.
Yeah, you're right.
And he's still... Well, you're all quiet now. Do you away from your microphone?
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Sound like you're in
No, I'm
Alabama.
No, Alabama.
Pull the mic closer. Where was it before? You sound awful. You have to
I
sit
sound
up.
wonderful.
You have to sit up. Straighten that camera. Do I have to
I'm
start yelling at
mailing
you
this
like I'm in the
show
fucking army?
sir. This
I
is
know-
preseason hockey show, folks.
I know you're the funny. Yeah. It's like you're sitting up in fucking January. Give me a break. You know?
You're right.
Give me
You're
a
right.
fucking break.
I'm in mid-season form right now.
Tommy, do you know if there's any Dominican players in the NHL? That's a good thing to look up. I don't know. I bet there's one. Somebody.
Like,
I bet he's
like-
American though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's American of Dominican or Canadian of Dominican extent. He also asked me if I watch Dave. Boston hockey sucks. All right, it's the same guys spilling stuff. What else you got, Jeff?
Well, last Thursday, Daryl Sador got arrested.
What was
on
he doing?
Suspicion of drunk driving.
Did he blow into the thing? Or did he pull the Jacques? I am Jacques Demare. I do not blow into. You know who I am.
Well, no, it doesn't say what his blood alcohol was, but
He didn't blow.
well, he was released from jail on Friday. Bail was set at about $12,000, and it gets better because his 12-year-old kid was in the car at the time of the arrest.
Oh, jeez, his dad drunk in a car and he got pulled over.
No.
Can you imagine that shit? Don't worry, son. These fucks don't know what they're doing. I can't. You can't do that to me.
To be
I'm
fair,
Daryl
I've probably
Sador. I play for the Leafs. Can you
I've
imagine
probably
that?
been in a car when my dad was probably above the legal limit to drive.
Yeah, but it was a yelling. Like, look,
The
if that were to happen
the
to
best was at our wedding.
yeah.
He took me to back to the house so I could shower and stuff and get out like it was like toward the tail end.
Mhm.
And he looked at me and said, "Well, Jake, I'm a little drunk, so I don't know if I should be driving." I'm like, "Why didn't you have me drive?" And he was like, "Nah,
Not in your
I'm
wedding.
good."
No, I'll get you killed in your wedding. Not in your
It
wedding.
was like the best conversation. I was like, "I'm a little drunk, so
Oh,
just."
drunk. I would have
know
liked
that
him.
if I start swerving.
I feel robbed. that I didn't meet your father.
Yeah.
I only got to see pictures of him when he was dying. It was terrible. Fucking going through that. I wish I could have meant anybody that calls. You know what? You kind of look like Chaz Bono. It's a good dad. He's doing right things. You owe him a lot. Calling you Chaz Bono. I'm sure that helped. If we ever get famous, and, like if you ever get famous and you have to do some fucking speech or something like that, open with that. You know, I would be here if my dad didn't just fucking break it down the line and call me Chaz Bono.
Like, he called me like 3 times at work that day. I thought something was wrong. He goes, Jake, you know what? You kind of look like Chaz Bono. Okay, and thanks. What else? No, that's all I needed to tell you. Right? I remember the first time French Ben called in. Yes, I have a question for
Chaz Bono. That's how we found him. That's right. I think it's coming up on a year. I have a question for Chaz Bono. I should clip that as a classic moment. That's a good. I got to find out which show that was. I should clip that. That might be my project for the week. Clip that fucking part. What else you got, Jeff? You're doing a stunning job.
Yeah, I try. Okay, so let's move into the next 5 teams. Who their most important player is going forward, heading into 2015-16 season.
What you got?
Starting with the Florida Panthers. I got 2 guys for them. First one being Jonathan Huberdeau, and the second one being Roberto Luongo.
Mm-hmm.
Can Huberdeau take the next step? He got 15 goals, 39 assists last year. And can Luongo play as well as he did?
Yes, and don't forget our Rookie of the Year over there.
Yeah, I mean,
Ekblad.
they've stockpiled a lot of picks the last 2 years. You got the Rookie of the Year in Ekblad. You have the seemingly ageless Yager, who just continues to produce at his age. You got I really like Nick Bukestad. He had 24 goals last year to lead the team. Kulikov's a nice player. They're really high on this Lawson Krause guy, big power forward. And the GM said that he's going to get every opportunity to be a top 6 player.
Yeah, well, nobody's going to see it, but well, I mean, the Florida Panthers showed us a lot last year. Showed us a lot of heart under very difficult circumstances. Not a lot of fan support, which I'm sure kind of blows. Patrick Kane used to talk about, going to the, where the fuck they play or wherever the goddamn they named it over in Chicago. I can't remember the names of the stadiums because they're all fucking companies now. Being weird when no one's there. All-State, yeah. It's all weird when you don't. You go to the NHL and there's like a bunch of fucking sleeping drunks in the stand. It's fucking weird, That's pretty much what you got going on in Florida now. Do they make the playoffs? Well, I think we might play that game again. Remember we picked all the playoff games? Me, you, and Dave? One of the early In the Crease episodes at the start of the season.
Bubble team.
You remember that? Yeah, I got it seriously. We might do that again. Oh, and who won that game, by the way?
That'd be you, I think.
Me! I won that game. Here's another thing. The great Jack Millay, friend of our show, who's probably going to be doing In the Crease episodes, by the way. We've already kind of bat that around. If we can ever, Jack can get off, maybe we can actually, put out some hockey crap. I listen to Jack's podcast. He does a straight, kind of old-fashioned is the wrong word, a podcast on that Blue Yeti microphone that sounds spectacular. I mean,
That's what I have, a Blue Yeti.
Yeah, I know. When you speak into it when it's near your mouth, it sounds fucking fantastic.
Fine, I'll turn up my gain.
No, down. Down and closer to your face. I don't care if I see the mic. You see my mic. How you do about that?
Is this better?
Oh, my God. It's like night and fucking day. It's fucking fantastic. Oh, I got to hold the microphone close to my mouth? Who knew? Jesus. What was I talking about?
I'm just getting the fucking arm, and I'm just going to fucking...
I don't care.
The mic's going to come to me.
I don't care. You could be like those fucking people in that movie WALL-E and shit. I don't care if it's dangling from everywhere, I mean... WALL-E? Well, the fat people, they don't move all day? Fucking robots do everything?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay. Oh, of course you know.
My life.
All right, so we got to play that game. Oh, so I'm listening to Malay's podcast, which, by the way, sounds great. I like his straight, because he really sounds like a goofy radio guy. He really does. When he had that Blue Yeti microphone, I mean, I knew Jack's got a very interesting voice, which is important for radio. And it's just a straight radio podcast. He could do a little more on decorating and shit and listen to me. But when you really hear the podcast, it was really easy to get into it when he starts talking to his imaginary friend Tommy, which is interesting as well. He says in this podcast, Jeff the Huffman, he says in this podcast that if you had the Calgary Flames making the playoffs and you were just making the playoffs, you were just a liar. A liar. So I spent the next fucking 40 minutes sifting through my In the Crease clips. And that was the episode you were on, Jeff. I think it was the first one you were on. In the Crease episode. And of course, I sent it to him. And I said, I wasn't a liar. Check this number. I said, not only that, I said the Winnipeg Jets to boot. I have yet to hear a response from Jack Malay.
Yeah, we're calling you out, Jack Malay.
Calling you out, Jack
That's
Malay.
right.
Who just donated $50.
This is like Drake and Meek Mills.
Jack Malay, who donated $50. If you want to donate, look at the description box below.
Who's canceling the check right now.
Yeah, no, well, too late. I got it. It already cleared, bitch. Already cleared. I got it. But no, he said you were a liar. And you know what the best part of it is, Jeff? When I went back and I listened to myself, and you guys were like, why do you think that? And I was like, it was some light reading. They look like they have some very promising rookies. Johnny Gaudreau, who I didn't even know at the time, you know. And they have some pretty promising rookies, and you know, I like the coach over there, and like I think I'm gonna make the playoffs. Somebody's got to move up, and they're getting out of like the kind of the shadow of Kiprusoff and Jerome McGinley. Boy, the fuck was I right? What am I gonna do this year?
Yeah.
Will it be the Florida Panthers? I don't know. What else you got, Jeff, in your top 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
All right, the next team is the Dallas Stars. They're going to be a very exciting team, very quick. But, you know, we all know what this team can do on offense with Sagan, Jamie Benn, the addition of Sharp, Nishushkin. But their defense, I mean, can they stop somebody? Can Klingberg take the next step?
Yeah, goalie.
They just well, he's one of the players I was going to talk about. Can Oduya come in and you know be that guy to you know actually give them some sort of defense, and can Klingberg you know kind of take the next step and develop into a more complete player? I mean, he's gotten a lot of comparisons to Carlson for his high offensive production, and also getting Antti Niemi. I mean, can he live up to the numbers in San Jose? Because I think he's going to have to be better than what he was in San Jose because I mean, still this Stars defense.
Give him a chance. Bad environment over there.
Anton Niemi is a borderline all-star goalie.
Yeah,
he's better than Mason.
That's it. That was a horrible situation he was in San Jose.
Yeah,
there was a cultural problem. The players didn't get along with management.
He's a Stanley Cup champion too. So
Don't forget he won the first cup for the Chicago new Dynasty. I know fucking Jersey Jason Lech. I mean, he literally. You can hear explosions in Rahway when he hears Chicago Blackhawks and Dynasty right next to it.
Yep.
He would much rather talk about how great the Islanders won, the big Ranger fan that he is, than say that.
Or how the Devils and Rangers are a big rivalry.
Oh, they're not a big rival. Devils and Rangers are not a big rivalry.
He says they're not a big rivalry.
Kid me.
They're the Rangers and Islanders are a big old.
It's so funny. That was his. Now. I got a dirty secret about Jersey Jason. That was his rap before the Devils won the cup. And 3 cups later and 5 appearances, that's still his rap. They're still beneath us. You know, fucking one of the most dominant teams in the last 20 years, Jay. You know, it's just that then they can always point out to your fan base that never shows up, except if the Stanley Cup final. And even then it's debatable.
They don't give out trophies for attendance and you know banners.
No, but I could always laugh when they're fucking pawning tickets on fucking Cup Day against the Los Angeles Kings in 2012. You know,
they were all sold out.
Were they sold out? I thought they were not right away though. Was that it?
Oh God, they were, dude. They went on StubHub.
Yeah,
those tickets were like damn near like thousands.
So that was bullshit. What I read.
Yeah, it was.
I believe you more than what I read.
There was one game you had to really you had to make a ballsy move. If you went on StubHub for the game 5.
Yeah.
If you went on there after game right before game 4.
Mm-hmm.
No, was it? Yeah, game 4. Like you could have gotten the tickets for like $80, but the second they won, those tickets just
shot up to $1,000. You know, my brother does. He goes to the Garden and just looks on his phone until it drops. He stands in front of the Garden, and then he goes to the next game that way until it drops to a ridiculous amount. He's gonna buy either way, but he knows he's gonna get it cheaper no matter what. And he just doesn't.
I want to go to Jets preseason game. I could sit lower seats for like $12.
Oh jeez. Nice. Why would you want to see the Jets? They're barely an NFL franchise. Like a fucking farm team for the. That's what they look like. They look like a farm team Fucking, they build a new Giant stadium. Jets fine. They build their own stadium. No, they go right in the new Giant stadium.
They were trying to build one in the city.
Yeah, never gonna work.
They couldn't
out.
get the approval, so they said, "Okay,
Yeah.
let's just go."
Let's go. Let's be the big franchises. The football franchise is a little
$1 billion stadium.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Don't see it.
The most interesting, one of the most interesting teams in the East Coast. Out of all the teams, the Jets are probably talked about the least, but they're probably the most interesting as far as like shit that goes on over there. And they've been that way since I was a kid.
They get
from
talked about a lot.
that dope. What was his name?
Woody Johnson.
No, who was the Italian guy that was real obnoxious? He was banging Stallone's girlfriend. Mark Gastineau. Mark
Gastineau. Okay.
Yeah, from his antics all the way to give me the goddamn ball. What's his face? I forgot his name.
Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah, Keyshawn Johnson. They're a very interesting franchise, and
They are.
They're like,
And what
yeah,
happened recently this year?
they're like they're a comic. They're a comedy train wreck.
You know what I
with clowns
describe
coming out of it.
I mean, they are a popular franchise, even outside of the metropolitan area, where all the transplants and stuff. I do compare them to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
No, you don't get to do that on my show because Leafs.
No, I do.
Leafs won a bunch of cups.
No, they're a circus.
Leafs won a bunch of cups.
I'm saying as far as the teams, they're a circus.
Yeah.
This team.
Well, yes.
Like how
yeah. But I mean, the Leafs weren't always that way. They weren't that bad when we were kids. They're still one of the better teams in the league. Yeah. Wendell Clark, Dougie Gilmore, Matt Sundin. There's some damn good Toronto Maple Leafs over the years.
For us talking about football, on a hockey show.
Yeah. I hate that. I always cringe when I couldn't bitch about this song because I was actually engaging, but I just hear them going. Then again, look at fucking Dead on Dave. Maybe I should start talking about football and just fucking try to go for the subs and donation.
Yeah, you're just be the conversation. I don't like football, but here's what's going on.
I could do it. Believe me, I could do it. I probably like broadcasting more than I like sports. I probably shouldn't say that, but it's true. What's up, John Williams? If you're new, I don't know if you're new or not.
Frenchie Ben, the Leafs won cups.
Not in our lifetime. You know, they're coming like it's 1960.
Same thing with the Jets, though. They haven't won.
Wait. So wait a minute.
Yes,
it's 1962 was the last year they won. 63, 64, 65.
No, 67.
It's 54 years this year, isn't it?
The last time the Jets won a Super Bowl.
That's the Jets. Fuck the Jets. Fuck the Jets. I'm talking about
the franchises are like
the Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs. The last time they won was 1962, I think. So it's 54 years this year, right? Since they won a cup. That's exactly how many years it took the Rangers to win a fucking Stanley Cup. And for some reason, that seemed a lot longer.
Lou's going to go in there and it's like, all right, we're going to do it this way. And then we're going to win a cup.
Boys, we're going to do it this way, but it's going to be a little different. I bought these voodoo dolls. And they're really, really good, and they can make an impact on the ice. Excuse me. Where's my yogurt? You know, that's what Lou's gonna do.
Yes, what's Gordy doing? How come he's not playing?
Is there any way we can make a move on Hal over here?
Yeah, I know this goalie. His name's Gump Worsley. Ich bon Leafs.
Hey, GM Lou Morello, where's your pants? I'm suiting up, boys. I'm going to be on the ice. Why are we saying that Lou Lamoriello's... because that joke was great. You said that Lou Lamoriello is in his Albert Einstein, or not Albert Einstein, his Thomas Edison stage.
Thomas Edison, he's just trying to invent machines to talk to the dead.
Ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Thomas Edison. I just invented a dreidel that can tell if you're a Jew. It's sort of like it's sort of like a magic 8-ball. Watch this.
I thought you'd say it's sort of like Matt Kazar.
That's where I thought you were going with it too.
It's sort of like Matt Kazar. Matt Kazar looks like Jew.
What are you, Jewish? What do you think it's? You think it's okay to? You think it's like if somebody's from San Francisco, I can't say, "Are you a fag?" You think that would offend them? Really? But they're from San Francisco, Tommy. I wouldn't do that.
What are you? You know, it'd be funny if she looked at him and said, "What are you? Want some type of terrorist?"
Yeah, the funny thing about Matt is it wouldn't bother him.
No,
Nothing bothers Matt, really.
no.
nothing
We're gonna
bothers
find
him.
out it does. Everything we're saying.
Oh
it
God! Imagine he's like in a psychiatry thing. He's playing. He's like on some normal hockey show 10 years from now. And after therapy, I really needed to come back to hockey, but I just want to let you know that guy over there, there's something wrong. Imagine that. I would.
Yeah, Matt gets
Yeah.
out of everybody. Matt gets a gig on like the
Yeah.
like NHL radio network.
Bitching about
And
us victimizing him.
He's like, Matt, the last show I was doing, it just didn't work out.
It tore me
They
apart.
made fun of me from being Muslim and a virgin, having a tail, and hitting my sister, and me being yelled at by my father, and then everyone's like, "Wait, what? All that happened?"
Yeah, I'll be the biggest bastard ever.
Let's talk about this now.
Yeah, I know. And then they'll start goofing on him, realizing it's fucking radio gold. You just can't lose with Matt Kazar. You have anything else on the list?
No.
Matt or Jeff?
Yeah, I got a couple more teams here.
Hit those teams. Give them to me.
Next team are those LA Kings, and I'm looking at you, Dustin Brown and Milan Lucic. All right, we know Lucic is very physical, and that'll fit into the Kings' mindset because they like to just beat your brains in. But can he produce more? And I said a lot. I compare him a lot to Oshie because he's a guy that just out of nowhere can score 11 goals in like 4 games. But then after that, it's like nothing for 13, 14 games.
I don't get the impression that Kings brought him over there to score, though. I think it's more of they wanted to get him in.
More the physical part.
Yeah. But continue. I just wanted to get that out there before I forgot.
Dustin Brown's got to be better too. I mean, you know how many points he's had in each of the last 2 seasons?
How many points?
27. He had 27 points each of the last 2 years.
Yeah, and everybody's saying he sucked, and that's not. Yeah.
I mean, they still have Kopitar. We know what he brings to the table.
Sure.
They lost Reguer and Sekera. I mean, they still have the proclaimed Corsi gods and Muzzin and Doughty. But I mean, what do they have after that? I
don't know. I think the Kings mini dynasty is over. I think I really wonder what
they also lost Mr. Game 7, Justin Williams.
They lost
and
Justin
Jared
Williams.
Stoll.
And
Jared
let's not
Stoll
forget the cokehead.
Center.
Now we got
when he wasn't doing cocaine with Mike
we got
Richards.
Justin Williams now. I guess we got him now or whatever. Now we got another drug addict that Richards. I wonder if there's a problem in that locker room. I'm perfectly fucking honest with you. I was a little suspicious when they sent him down to the minors, and I said it then. Let's look. No, I don't expect the Kings to do much unless they make some moves because that is not the Stanley Cup championship team.
I expect them to be right around where they were last year.
Right around where they were. Will they make the playoffs? Probably.
Yeah, they might.
Probably. I don't know if they're going to struggle because I still think they underperformed.
Playoffs, by the way.
I still think they underperformed a little. I think they're going to be a little more hip to the Calgary Flames this time around, and they're not going to take them too lightly, especially since they ended up eliminating them. So I think they're going to pull it off, but I think it's just going to be a very boring hockey season over in LA. And then Doughty's going to be running around like a chicken with his head fucking cut off. What else you got?
Okay, the next team are the Boston Bruins, and since I don't know what the hell this team is trying to do.
Nobody knows. They don't know, but go ahead.
I'm going to say, I mean, I like the pickup of Bolesky, but was that a fluke? I mean, he did post a career high with 22 goals. Yeah, you're going to need Bergeron to produce even more if this team's going to have a shot. They trade Dougie Hamilton for God only knows why, and you're going to have to see what the defense can do. Can Char's knees hold up?
The Hamilton thing, I think, has a lot to do with the Sagan thing. It's like they don't like any guys that are a little wild. You know what I mean?
Tuukka's going to have to be elite.
I think Tuukka. I still believe in Tuukka. I
do too.
I know you said, and you're usually right. The problem is Jake's always right about goalies. He's always tells me when they're.
I think his best days are beyond him. I think there was a time where you could agree and say that Tuukka Rask was probably one of the best goalies in the game. He was right up there
for a
with
2-year stretch.
Lundqvist.
He was for a 2-year stretch.
He was right up there with Lundqvist. He's a little bit of a loose cannon, as we could see.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to stick it out with him.
Yeah.
I just don't think. I don't see him as. I don't look at him the same way.
I don't see him moving either because he's still.
No.
He's not like Steve Mason. You know what I mean?
No,
He's
Right.
he's not. I'm not nowhere putting him near that. I mean, he's just not the same. He's. You know, I have a feeling you're going to see Malcolm Subban, come up and maybe steal a spot from him in the next year or so.
That's funny. Wow, that's a bold prediction. Not if Puck Daddy can help it. They'll fucking lie about Malcolm Subban. Puck
He
Daddy.
got lit up in his first career.
Yeah, he got
game.
lit up, but they fucking. I remember they wrote it down like he gave it up on 3 shots in like rapid succession. But he
4
actually
goals and 3 shots. Or
yeah,
something.
but it was
Yeah.
like they didn't give up. So it wasn't exactly the under the circumstances. They weren't. They made it seem like it was like 3 shots in a row. You know.
But you know what? That's going to be great if Malcolm Subban gets that starting job.
Yeah.
Think about the rivalry because it's Montreal
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
and Boston, and then
I'll
you
sell
have,
some tickets.
Oh God, yeah,
That'll
you're
put
gonna
some
have
asses in
brother
sync.
versus brother, and one of the biggest rivalries in all of sports.
Yeah. I gotta be honest with you. The only fucking thing I want to see next year, like I don't care the Rangers are playing the Chicago Blackhawks. Yeah, yippee fucking kaye. We get to see 2 teams that haven't played in a while, and they're all gonna be rusty and shit. And we're not gonna see like normal hockey until late November. I cannot wait to see fucking McEichel play. Those are the games I want to see. I cannot believe they're not opening a game up on a major broadcast, not even in Canada, with Connor McDavid. That's the only shit I want to see because I know the season's going to suck when it starts because it does every year. And it's weird,
always,
it's uncomfortable, and you can't really get a feel from where you are. And there's always that one team that
you-
kind of shoots out ahead, and everybody's like, whoa, you didn't see that coming, did you, Jake? But
the Devils actually finished 3-0 in the first 3 games, and
Yeah.
we're just playing phenomenal. Look how that ended.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I look pretty good. Yeah, remember you all fucking cocky week 1 over here. That ended quick. That ended real quick. I just want to. They're so fucking cocksure, these 2 kids, and they were pretty sure about. They're pretty sure about Sid too, and that's the only thing I can compare it to. I want to see what makes an 18-year-old boy a transformational player. Like what about them? What are you looking for? It's not just.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're not opening up Edmonton against Buffalo.
That doesn't even seem like a bad idea. For you give a team in Canada that's been squandering fucking making horrible, squandering talent. You know, kind of a doormat in that country. You got the doormat team in America that has supposedly have transformational players.
Yeah.
Maybe it shouldn't be the first game of the season, but it should be prime time, real. Maybe the first night.
That should be like a
Maybe
Sunday
the 10:30
afternoon.
game. Have them play in Edmonton. You get the freaking Rangers and the Blackhawks, game 1, 7:30, and then the 10:30 game or the 9:30 game Eastern Standard Time over in Edmonton. You get Eichel and McDavid. Boy, Jesus Christ, would that?
Oh, yeah, that would be.
I don't
great.
know. Like that's the only like all this other shit. Like I'll watch. Here's what I'll do. I'll watch whatever I have time for. You know, unless something fucking insanely insane happens and I have to record it and upload it, and then I'm gonna check out Eichel. Those are the first 2 games I'm watching. That's the only ones I'm interested in. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And you know something nutty's going to happen. Like somebody's going to break their fucking skull or some shit like that, like last year.
Somebody's gonna
They're going to
two-hand the back
fucking
of
get punched in the
freaking-
face, get knocked the
You know,
fuck
you know
out.
who's gonna be like Xavier Laflame and Goon.
Yeah.
You're gonna have some fucking other goon just
Siegel.
fucking take him and just fucking check him from behind, and it's just gonna be a horrible thing, and he's gonna spend his time in the minors. And
I remember that Colton Orr. Was that last year or the year before Colton Orr punched what's his face? The guy used to be the enforcer for the Ducks. I can remember his fucking clothing line. Extraordinary gentleman, or I don't know what the fuck he has. Who's the guy with the mustache? Just retired, great enforcer. Went to Princeton for Christ's sakes. What the fuck is his name? You know what I'm talking about, Mr. Mustache. Who was the guy in fucking with the mustache? Why do I forget?
it's on the
What?
fucking on my tongue.
Huh.
Just retired. Pero? Or are you thinking of? You just said mustache.
Who's the fuck? George Farros. Yeah, Farros.
Farros.
Farros, yeah. Remember when he fucking hit his skull in the ice?
Oh yeah.
I remember fucking Glenn Healy saying, because it was a Canadian broadcast I was watching, because he hit it was really ugly. It's like, if I'm not saying that Farros is in that kind of trouble, but if a hockey player dies, you can bet the next day that's the end of the fighting in the NHL.
Yeah.
Yeah, so somebody's going to their fucking bell rung, and then we're going to have that conversation.
Oh yeah.
You have to fucking
It's
listen to
gonna
Ryan
happen. It's
Lampard
gonna-
learn to get on his fucking high horse. All right, what else you got?
All right, last team here. Let me get through this team real quick. Let me get my spiel in because I gotta go check that food, make sure it's not gonna burn the house down.
Yeah.
Those Calgary Flames that you said would make the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Now, I mean,
I'm going with them this year.
Did they overachieve like Colorado did? And can the tandem?
No, because I don't even think they're as good. I don't think they're as good.
Can the tandem of Ramo and Miller improve? I mean, they were very, very streaky last year. Like one moment they'd be ridiculously hot, not letting in a goal for like 4 games, and then they'd be letting up 8 goals a night. Yeah, I love the Dougie Hamilton trade. Great handler of the puck, and also really like the addition of Frolik, who should add to the offense a bit, which they do need because they need more offense than that one line of doom with Monahan, Hoodler, and Johnny Hockey. And Frolik won a cup with the Hawks in 2013.
Yes, so we got Stanley Cup. Now we got more veteran experience.
Yeah, I also really like T.J. Brody back there on defense, who had 41 points. Lance Boma had 34, and they just inked Mark Gier.
It's almost like you said that last year. You're like, who? Now it's like the guys you're saying. It sounds like it's stacked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sounds like they're stacked.
And yet they just inked.
You haven't even said Johnny Gaudreau's name yet. You know?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, they signed Giordano to a 6-year deal.
Yes, I did see that earlier in the week.
When he went down with his injury, we thought the Flames were done. And
yeah. No.
They weren't.
Well, here's the thing. I'm noticing this on somebody sent me something. Boston Red Sox fan sent me something on Twitter, and it's like the teams that have the best chance of not doing well, because there's always a team that does well, and it's like, hey, what the hell happened? Last year you guys were great. And Calgary Flames are on top of that list for a lot of for a lot of guys, and I think if that's the case, I think it's the advanced stats guys just praying to God they don't win. I think that's what it's come down to with the Flames. Is there's advanced stats guys like hoping they don't win because, you get another year where the Kings and the fucking Sharks and the Bruins don't make the playoffs. And the fucking Edmonton Oilers, for Christ's sakes, who are like a real Corsi. You want to talk about Corsi Kings. You take the Oilers. But I think, while I'm not anti-stats, it really doesn't matter how long you hold the puck, or you have to have the guys that have the talent to get in those scoring areas. And that's the hardest fucking part. You can turn it into a fucking possession soccer game where you're always passing backwards. The bottom line is, man, net's a lot smaller, and you got to have the talent to pass NHL goaltenders or fool NHL defenses, which have never been better in my life. Would you agree with me that NHL defenders are never been better in any generation than they are now?
I think all around, just the talent and the speed and the skill is like unlike anything.
It's especially on defense
that I've ever seen. Like since the 90s to now, it's just
I would agree with
you. These players, like the goaltending is just the goalies used to look like, even Patrick Waugh in certain cases looked like they were about to fall every time.
Yeah, I know. Remember Mike Richter making all those amazing fucking saves?
Yeah,
when he was fucking not. You would never, ever see Henrik Lundqvist make a mistake like Mike Richter. That's why you never see Henrik Lundqvist making those ridiculous agile saves. Yeah, I do.
Or even like Corey Schneider.
They're more scientific about it.
Everybody looks like a professional player.
Yeah, nobody looks like moms. Even the goons are in incredible shape. There's no fatties out there.
The goons could probably even beat out some mid-level guys from the 1980s and 70s now.
Yeah, some of the goons are better players.
Yeah. We're just looking right now at just the most superior human beings in all of hockey.
Yeah.
Right now, and in all professional sports, everybody's bigger, quicker, faster.
Daniel Carcillo is a really good athlete. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they all are.
Well, going back to Calgary Flames. Okay, I know I touched on something you were interested in talking about, but I want to stick on. I don't want to disrespect Jeff. No, so it's like I think the Calgary Flames. I think the worst thing they have going for them is no one's going to take them lightly. But I think they have just enough talent to have a very similar season next year and edge it in. And who knows? And I also get the feeling is this coach over there. He lets him play. Yeah. He has a kind of a hands-off approach. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't like that. But I do think a great coach, what separates Scotty Bowman from John Tortorella John Tortorella has a system, and you're going to play within that system. Scotty Bowman looks at his players and develops the system. A lot like Al Arbor did, too. And I think that's what makes a great coach. And maybe this guy, what's his name? Hanley? He has like an Irish name, but he's French-Canadian. I like his approach. And I think, but this particular crop of kids, especially with the talent of a guy like Gaudreau, a hands-off approach at this stage of their career is the right move. And I expect good things from the Calgary Flames. I'm really going to be one of their biggest fans. I love to have a Calgary jersey. I'm going to be one of their biggest fans next year because every game they win is going to piss off Advanced Stats Guy. If they're in first place by the end of the fucking November, guys like Ryan Lampert, their heads are going to fucking explode, and nothing on earth would make me happier than that. Yeah, that's go Flames, go. Go Flames, go. I hope we do a lot of shows about the Flames. Did a lot of talk about Johnny Hockey. All right.
Yeah, we will.
Well, I just wanted to.
But you know what? I have a thing about Johnny Hockey.
Why? You don't think he's that good?
I think he's good. I think he is.
I just
think maybe eventually his lack of size is going to work against him.
Yeah. Well, if we're talking about look, definitely it's more of a skill position, and they're definitely in better shape and they're better athletes in the defense. If anybody can overcome it, this kid's got the talent to do it.
Yeah, okay.
You didn't really see him getting laid out too many times last year. You know what I mean?
No,
you didn't see him on his ass too much. If he was constantly falling down, constantly getting hit, constantly getting laid, I mean, if he looked like goddamn Paul Correa, another small guy, who, by the way, had concussion problems going into his rookie season in the NHL.
I mean, I could see Gaudreau having a sophomore slump.
Johnny Gaudreau? We can't say that about Johnny Hockey from New Jersey.
Johnny Hockey from Jersey, Johnny G,
yeah. I can't. No, I think
I can see him.
I would not. I would not be shocked if we're looking back in 5 years and the transformational player was Johnny Gaudreau. That's how good I think he is. Okay. Yay! Eichel and McDavid are great, but Gaudreau's leading the league in scoring. I could totally see that in the next 5 years. I want to talk about my little fight with Alan Bedanko. He was the guy who had his fucking 5 seconds of fame with Deadspin. He got in a fight for reasons I will never understand with Patrick Kane's lawyer. I think his name's Paul Pacala, or fucking, he's got an Italian name or something. I can't remember it. But that's not the point. So they got in a fucking big shouting match over whether witnesses should talk or that. And then I made a video about it, and he wrote me as like a nice video, dude, bro, guy. And by the way, where did you practice law to come up with that opinion? And I wrote him back, it wasn't a legal opinion. It's mine. I think both you and Patrick Kane's lawyer are a bunch of hacks. And he got really upset and kind of went away. My criticism of this unbelievable narcissistic douchebag in Buffalo, and what a shock that the city that cheers losing would produce such a scumbag like Alan Bedanko, or not legal. My criticisms were, why are lawyers, if this guy is a lawyer, because he doesn't behave arguing about this stuff on fucking Facebook? That's unfucking professional. You imagine, like, me arguing with another sergeant online about a fucking operation we did in Iraq and critiquing them? What fucking company, what business, is that appropriate? Especially if one of your fucking people involved is your client. I'm sorry, I don't need to have a legal guy in the law school. I also said something because Mr. Bedanko has zero listening ability. I mean, fucking zero. I claimed that Mr. Bedanko did not believe in due process. Well, he, of course, writes me back, I'm a lawyer. I know due process. That's not what I said, fuckhead. I said you don't believe in it. And here's my case. A, what you wrote on Facebook, poisoning the well. He was too drunk to drive, so he hired somebody. Like, that has anything to do with this case whatsoever. Being angry about that bar owner that hosted Patrick Kane's parties, testimony to the media, or talking to the media, and being angry at Patrick Kane's driver, off-duty cop in Buffalo, but not really being all that upset with Patrick Kane or Patrick Kane's rape victim's friend, or alleged rape victim's friend. God, I'm sick of saying that shit. Going to SI. Because I went in your Twitter feed or your Facebook feed, there was no bitching then. The only time that you conceded that maybe that person shouldn't be talking publicly was when Patrick Kane's lawyer set you straight. And then he gets in a fucking argument with Malay, or a thing, and he starts using all that fucking left-wing propaganda garbage. Like, this could be a real teaching moment for rape culture inside of athletics. A guy who admittedly says he doesn't know much about sports. First of all, douchebag, there is no rape culture in the West. If you took all the fucking rapes inside the NFL, the NHL, the NBA, in the last 20 fucking years, and we're talking about, what, conservatively, what, 5,000 men? Jake?
Yep, probably. Possibly.
I guarantee you it's below the national average. In what fucking planet?
Definitely.
In what planet, Alan? You fat, overweight douchebag. Alan Bedanko is exactly what Billy Joel was talking about when he wrote The Angry Young Man. But now we have the angry old fart. And you'll probably be an angry old man. That's Alan Bedanko. In what fucking stratosphere is behavior like rape permissible? Really? And to prove my point, when I said this talk of rape culture in a teaching moment, a teachable moment, which is another fucking code for garbage, was really proving my video right, because when you're talking about your agenda, you fucking called me objectively pro-rape. How did you get rape culture's bullshit, which it is, doesn't add up with FBI statistics, I know that for a fact, and you using the words teachable moment as to fulfill your own fantasy agenda and your own worldview and force it down everybody else's fucking throat, as me being permissibly or objectively pro-rape. How the fuck could you come to that conclusion? I'm willing to bet you wouldn't come on this dude, bros, who you said you didn't care about my opinion, but you kept posting about it over and over and over again. Well, you cared about mine because you kept talking about it. And you called me, and then it just degenerated into a name-calling contest, which, fuck, I'm all for. I love that stuff. I'm fucking running a dude bro hockey podcast. I like the name-calling and shit. I love it.
So do I.
I bet you don't have the fucking balls to come and face me. You half a man. I saw that picture of you with that balding head of yours. I saw it. I saw it on there. You look ridiculous. You're that angry old man. Absolutely ridiculous.
I am going to look this man up.
Well, I'm going to tell you a little more about this fuckhead. He calls himself at Buffalo Pundit. Well, I did a little research about his BuffaloPundit.com. His traffic doesn't even fucking register. It's not measurable. He has about 700 fucking likes on Facebook, which, by the way, you can buy. 6,000 followers on Twitter, which is pretty significant for a small-time reporter. Oh, by the way, not really a reporter either. He has a fucking blog. It's connected to some left-wing rag that's kind of a wannabe Village Voice. He writes about once every 2 weeks, so he's not a professional fucking writer. This is a guy that just screams on Facebook over and over again. And if you disagree with him, you're for rape.
What's
Teachable moment. You're praying that girl got raped. You scumbag.
Tommy should be a lawyer.
You're praying that girl got raped. You would love it. You would love to think that that guy assaulted that girl. Because it would be your teachable moment. A teachable moment. You get to fucking ride on your high horse and sound important. By the way, Alan, you don't tell me what to do with media. I'm bigger than you. I got 30,000 hits in the last 28 days alone.
Yeah.
28 days alone on an off season on a tiny, tiny, tiny hockey channel on YouTube. You can't measure your traffic. How do you have fucking 6,000 followers get in a fight with me and you only have one fucking person respond? and call me a Patrick Kane fanboy. I'll tell you why. Because those followers are dead as a fucking Charles Dickens doornail.
Yeah,
That's
we
how.
support 88.
How come I only have one dislike on a video that nobody fucking viewed? I got news for you, Alan Badanko. A guy that I should stay away from media. I'm ahead of you in this game. I paid for my kids' Christmas presents with this channel. You're not even a professional writer. Buffalo Pundit? Bill O'Reilly's a fucking pundit. Chris Matthews is a pundit. You're a punk-ass bitch from Buffalo, a city that roots for losers. You're nothing. I'm beating you. You're not professional. There's no way. There was 3 fucking comments on the last 4 comments in the last 3 weeks on your articles, which are rambling nonsense. Talking about Kristall knocked.
Alan Podenko looks like that he'd be a file trade partner with Jared from Subway.
I know. Somebody check this man's computer.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, God.
And
yeah,
I don't know if you're a fucking lawyer or not. You know what? It doesn't matter because I wasn't criticizing your fucking knowledge of legalese. I said you're a fucking scumbag.
Oh, he has a petasmile.
Oh, God, in a half.
That's a petasmile right there.
I said you're a scumbag. I said you don't believe in due process based on your behavior. Not whether you know it or not. If you went to school, obviously you know it.
He's taken a few flights to Thailand.
My father told me, he's telling me don't breed again and, fuck you and this, that, and the other thing. And he told me if this guy, and apparently he stopped practicing. That's what Dave told me. If the fucking bar got a hold of that, he would have been done. Finished. Finito. Done. That would have been it. Can't act like that in public and be a lawyer. Dangerous enough what fucking Patrick Kane's lawyer did. You're just a blogger. You're just like me, except you don't make a nickel. You obviously have some other form of income. Because Ryan Lampert, when I fucking got a fight with Ryan Lampert, my fucking Twitter blew up with people calling me all sorts of names. You have 6,000 subs. One fucking guy? You got 7,000 people on a place where you can pay on Facebook. Not one person sent me a nastygram. I get nastygrams every fucking day. Every fucking day. And you're telling me to stay away from media? I'm actually paying for shit. What are you doing? Nothing. Pretending to be a pundit. Pretending to be Chris Matthews. Pretending to be Bill O'Reilly. That's a pundit. Not a guy who says, well, this guy has German heritage, therefore he must have a penchant for genocide, which is what he suggested in one of the articles that I could only get through about 4 sentences through. He's a madman, a lunatic, and a moron. And if you want to come on and prove me wrong, since I'm such a dope, you think my grammar's bad, I'm going to make you look a lot fucking worse than my grammar. All right. Nobody ever comes on, so what do I care? Is that it?
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm kind of waiting for the hockey season to start.
He's all for a non-gun,
He's nuts. All right, he said Donald Trump, Donald Trump, who, he said that, when Trump gets elected, it'll be like Kristall knocked. I mean, it's the most extreme, over-the-top thing you could say. I don't care whether we like Trump or not. I know a lot of people don't like Trump and don't want to be elected. That's fine. And then he goes as far as and Trump does have German heritage. Holy fucking shit.
Oh, wow.
Holy Christmas. You're calling me stupid? I hope he does get elected because I really enjoyed all those right-wing fucking... the one thing about the Obama presidency that I kind of liked is when all those fucking right-wing...
This guy's a lawyer and he's just having an argument with you is just hysterical.
He's not a lawyer. More than likely, he's not a lawyer. And he's definitely not practicing if he is.
He's like a fucking ambulance chasing lawyer.
Yeah. He's a wannabe media guy. He's a wannabe... Alan Badanko is a wannabe media guy, and he's not even as strong as we are. With hockey.
No, thank you, Alan Badanko. You have drug problems. You have a child support. Call me, Alan Badanko. Yes.
I'll call whoever's suing you. I'll just go into court. I'll call him a Nazi.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're brilliant.
If you don't win your case, I don't make $1 off of you. So call Alan Badenko.
Alan
He'll say
Badenko.
thank you. Some cheesy fucking.
Oh, God.
He's fucking Saul Goodman. That's
Well,
what he
I
is.
know, like, Malay sent me something he said on Facebook that he, you know, that he said something to the effect of, like, this is the best week ever. Let me tell you something. Pal, you just had your, my version would be the Harlem Shake. This ends next week. You will never be remembered again. In fact, you weren't even the story. Patrick Kane's fucking lawyer was the story because he was stupid enough to get in a fucking conversation with you to begin with.
Hockey players raping you? Don't say thank you. Call Alan Badenko.
Ah, Jesus. Big dummy. Big dummy. All right, let me get the fuck out of here because I'm really hot. Great job, guys. Hey, Chad, Tommy C, SFTP at Twitter. Shopping Point, one word, 718-395-7660, 718-395-7660. Leave a message or call me live or any one of the shows that we do here live. Look for Wednesday for a Shop from the Point game or something along those lines. My buddy's right here. That's Jeff Huffman on the right over there, and that's Jake Link. Jeff Huffman, want to talk about your thing real quick?
Yeah, you want to look better, feel better, have more energy, get more from your workouts. I believe you have the link in the description.
Yes, I do. From now on, I do.
Yeah, check out that link in the description below, or you can see my Twitter, which is in the description also. If you're interested in any of the things I just listed, shoot me a message. We could talk and maybe set something up to help turn your life around like it's done for me.
Jeff, for some reason it didn't take to the automatic one, but we'll get that in there later.
That's okay.
If you want to check one of my older videos where me and Matt did this thing, Matt looks like John Cena under that shirt, so it's amazing. Jake, you got anything coming up? Because I just want to get out of here.
Ben said, worst show I've ever seen, 10 out of 10.
Oh, I forgot to fuck. Speaking
I told him
of.
to call in.
Oh, I forgot. It wasn't that great a show.
No, nothing too crazy. Just no station required. Just checking out. Still in production.
Let me fucking get him on the air. I forgot to call him.
Yeah.
But he'll keep me going. Let's put him on.
Yeah, but it might be worth it.
Yeah, it might be worth it. He's so funny. That's the thing. He's ridiculously funny. All right, we got them. Joe Cronin Show. Check out joecroninshow.com. The greatest wrestling show on earth. Only second to the Den on Dave Productions. He's also our friend. Check us out on our friends spot before. Check out the Metasaur Messiah, the greatest rapper of all fucking time, Dr. D, Jack Malay. They're all on our friends of the show list right on the front page of the Shop from the Point hockey channel right here on YouTube, whatever. We're probably cutting the podcast. I think it's going to eat too much into the donations. I'll be perfectly honest with you. So we're probably maybe cutting the version of the podcast. And Cronin's not getting his act together with that fucking thing that he started. So I can't afford it. So the podcast may be going. I may upload the podcast to a Google Drive folder where you can be able to download it. But I think Podbean's on its way out. I haven't really been plugging it anyway. Frenchie Ben there?
Yes, he is.
What's up, Frenchie Ben? Give us a quick rating because we're getting the fuck out of here doing a team meeting and getting out.
Yeah,
it's probably one of the worst show I've seen.
It probably was. Wasn't that good? Didn't have a. I think I gave all my energy to monetize this. Wasn't that good? You're right.
Yeah.
I blame myself.
No, nothing happens in the off season for hockey except people getting raped and getting
we can still
busted
be
by the
fine.
Canadian police.
You were good, Jeff. Jeff was probably the best today, actually.
Oh, he was the best.
Yeah, Jeff, you were really good today.
At least Jake did some pedophiliac jokes.
Jake wasn't bad. We just
We
we had
need
bad
that in a
chemistry.
hockey show.
Right,
This
right,
always happens.
Adult touching children is always a humorous subject.
This always
The
happens
pedo
when me and Jake.
smile was great.
This always happens when me and Jake. This always happens when I have a good fucking show on Cronin and me and Jake haven't seen each other for a while. This is like a chemistry thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't fucking know.
So every day we have to have a Skype session.
I really fucking worked my ass off this morning. I'm not even kidding you. You want to check out Monetize This when I play a co-host on a Shock Jock show on Joe Cronin's channel. Please check that out. I had a really good fucking night. Did you see it yet, Huffman?
What's that? Monetize this?
Yeah.
I'm like 2.5 hours in right now.
Did you like it? I think it's one of our best monetizers in a long time.
Yeah, the hate on Dave is pretty real.
It's pretty funny. Did you like it, Frenchie Ben?
That's still going.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah, I was thinking it was pretty
That's
good.
still a thing.
Yeah.
It was a long show though.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that. If it was up to me, it'd be over like. 4 hours is, I don't think, a good idea. But I'm not in charge. I would end that
Real
2
talk,
hours,
Jeff,
no
real
matter
talk,
where
Jeff,
you're at.
don't mean
You know what it
nothing
is?
bad.
Cronin's really
Shoot the
socialized.
message.
You know what happens with that show? Cronin's as much like performing as he is socializing, and so like he has nothing to do the next day, so he's gonna socialize. You know what I mean? I think that's what's going on.
Joe.
He's out. He's drinking beers. He's hanging out. That's what he's doing. So he doesn't really necessarily want to end it. If it sucks, then he ends it early. But I honestly think 2 hours, you get what you get, you don't. I think that's the best way to go. 2 hours, that's it. That show needs 2 hours. I don't think an hour and a half would work with it. 2 hours and then try to end it. Just like I fucking am right now. I'm not out. We're going to have our team meeting and get the fuck out of here.
For today, do you want a little review?
No. I want to get the fuck out of here. Nothing. I forgot to call you, and I feel awful about it. But
It's okay.
I'm off. My timing's off and everything. So I'm not gonna beat myself up. Frenchie Ben. I'm just gonna go the way of the dodo bird, and I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Disappear. Absolutely. Thanks everybody for listening to Shot from the Point Live. Please listen next week. More announcements. Everything that's coming up. Have a great one. Goodbye.